I'm sure you haven't noticed that I use ocean colors pretty much all the time, and I need to cool it because I have an entire channel full of ocean colors. But I love them, so I'll do it the way I want. Hi everyone, Rebecca the Frugal Resinista here, and welcome to Resinista Reacts. Woohoo! I'm super excited to start this new video segment where I highlight some of my favorite artists and the people on YouTube who inspire me, and we'll look at their videos and then we're going to kind of react to them, and then I'm going to try things for myself. And I would love it if you join me in that. It's going to be really interesting because some of these people are way better than I am, and I might have to come up with some hacks and alternative ways to make what they're making. And as always, I'm going to make it on a budget because that's what I do, because you shouldn't have to spend a ton of money for your art. So for today's video, I'm super excited to share Abstract Boss. She makes the most beautiful resin pieces, and she's also a really talented artist. She paints beautifully, and she comes up with some really cool, clever ideas. So today's video, we're going to watch part of hers. We'll speed up some sections so we don't make this too long, and then we'll try it for ourselves. I will definitely link you guys to her YouTube channel in the comments, and I really suggest that you start following her and watching her videos because she is amazing. So here we go. We are going to watch this video together.
Hey everyone, welcome to Abstract Boss.
Hello.
Today I will be doing part 2 to the turtle. Part 1 was on Monday.
Alright, we're not worried about part 1 because that is not the specific technique we're looking at. So I encourage you to go back and watch part 1 for her. Alright, she's going to show you what it is. Look at that! I watched just the intro of this, so I knew what we were working on, but I haven't seen the whole thing yet.
How I did the mosaic tiling, I guess would be the word that I'm going to use. How I did the mosaic tiling.
Abstract Boss, you are so cute. I love her. She's so nice and she's so sweet, and everything she says is encouraging and she really wants people to succeed.
To start off, I have this giant bucket of awesomeness with all
right, ready?
resin skins from runoffs of the projects that I have done. The yellow...
Yes. Giant bucket of awesomeness. Abstract Boss, I hear ya. Look at that. Look at that. She just makes such beautiful things. I'm so in awe of her all the time.
And this one I did as well because I'm doing a specialty commission on that one.
Oh man.
Everything else is...
Now the one thing I'm noticing as she's talking through this is her pieces are much bigger than mine. So look at this. She looks like she's got some big chunks of extras here. I've got a lot of these tinier holy pieces. Not holy. Holy. So I don't know. We'll have to see if my type of resin drips and mess will work. Why are her drips even beautiful? Her drips are beautiful. Wow. Alright, let's skip ahead to what she's working on.
First off, I found this really cool strip.
Okay, this is a great idea already. How many of you guys have those drips that are all on the underneath side of what you're working on? Except mine always come off in little chunks. I'm amazed that she's got such a nice strip there. Now how is she cutting? I feel like these are thick and hard to cut.
Particular side. Just this half is going to be the mosaic tiling, and then the other half I did decide to do a...
I am not going to try a turtle, by the way. That's very artsy. I'm going to do an empty tray because that is much easier.
All I'm doing is gluing this...
Oh, did you see that? She's heating it up with her glue gun.
My triangles. It is extremely difficult to cut cured resin,
here it is.
so what you want to do is make sure that you're heating it up with
Perfect.
like a heat gun and...
Yes, so she is saying that when you cut these pieces, and again, why are yours so beautiful, Abstract Boss, and mine are a hot mess? You pour beautiful extras. So you have to heat these up, and you can use, like she's saying, you can use a heat gun or just a hairdryer or something like that, but you do need to reheat these so that you can cut them because it will make them a little flexible again. Here's one thing though, and I'm sorry, Abstract Boss, if you end up saying this. You have to be really careful with that because once resin is cured and then you heat it up, you get a lot of toxic smell. So I would suggest while you're cutting your pieces or working on this whole thing to either be by a really good open window with some ventilation or maybe even sit outside to do the cutting part. And that'll help you definitely to not inhale any of that, in addition to going ahead and wearing your mask and your gloves and all of your protective equipment. All right, let's keep going.
That's going to be perfect. I actually do think you would be able to utilize a blow dryer to heat this up, because you don't want to overheat the resin. The only thing is, if the resin is extremely thick, you're probably going to have to heat it up every single time you make a cut.
I don't know. I don't think mine's too thick. We'll see what happens. So the other thing that I'm really impressed with, Abstract Boss, is that when I saw your thumbnail of this and the final project that you held up at the beginning, I assumed these were super thick chunks. And these are not that thick, but it looks very high quality when you're finished. So it's exciting. I'm super impressed. I was thinking, man, my extras aren't good enough for this, but I think we'll see. I think they might work out. We'll see what happens. Let's keep watching them.
I just cut those up, and then I'm going to start trying to lay them out. I start on the turtles, because this is my 4th turtle that I've done.
Your turtles are amazing.
I start along this inside edge, and I go all the way up where I did the resin drip frame. Okay. And then I work my way over. I find this to be the easiest method, since I really like to have that straight line.
All right, we're going to let her lay all these down, and we'll come back so that we see it once she's getting all the way through it. Okay, she is actually super gluing each of these pieces down. I completely have this wrong. I thought she was pouring and then laying the pieces on top, because there's resin in between everything, but she must be gluing it down and then like piping the resin somehow. That's really tricky. I'm not sure how she's going to do that. We'll see her glue the rest of it down. Okay, jumping back in here, she just said that she is actually using glue in between all of these pieces and is going to glitter all of the glue down. So if you haven't watched Abstract Boss, you absolutely should, because she's wonderful with glitter. She loves glitter, and she uses a ton of glitter. And I always feel like I should use more glitter, because every time she finishes something, it looks sparkly and amazing, and I love glitter. So I'm interested to see how she does this. I feel like every time I try to use glitter, I don't make art, I just make a super mess. So let's see what she does.
I did not worry about hair or perfection with this layer, because I do actually go back and do a second layer.
Oh, okay. So she's going to coat it in a top layer of resin, I believe. All right. Here's her glitter and glue.
Solid, nice, flat resin right over top. I'm going to show you guys.
All right, you guys, listen. I am not a patient person. You guys see me using a lot of UV resin and very, very fast curing resin, because I am not patient. And Abstract Boss, this is beautiful, and you are patient, because that's a lot of gluing and then putting your resin on top.
Really looking forward to showing you the ocean one.
Oh my gosh, I love this. I love this so much. Look how clever this is. Don't you guys love watching people just make their incredible art? I love getting on YouTube and following all these favorite people, and then finding new people that are doing such beautiful things. And this is beautiful. This is really pretty.
You don't miss any of my other videos. And don't forget to go check out the Facebook.
Absolutely not. Check out her Facebook. Check out her Instagram. Check out her YouTube channel. I will link you to that below. Oh, so pretty. Oh, we can't see the end of it because of the ads. But look at that. I bet that is so beautiful. I bet that is so beautiful. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Look at that sparkle. Okay, so here's the plan. I'm going to try the same thing. I am not going to use a turtle, because she's amazing with the wood she uses. I'm thinking that I'm going to use the drips from one of my ocean pours, because those are my favorite colors. I'm sure you haven't noticed that I use ocean colors pretty much all the time, and I need to cool it because I have an entire channel full of ocean colors. But I love them, so I'll do it the way I want. So I'm going to find some different pieces, and then we are going to jump right in and try to do what she did. And listen, this is terrible. I'm already not going to follow directions because I don't have the patience for the glue. I just don't. I don't have the patience for gluing all that glitter. So I think what I'm going to do instead is mix glitter, still do glitter in between, mix the glitter in with the resin, and use one of my 60 ml syringes to very carefully pipe it around things. Do you think that'll be a good idea or not? I don't know for sure. See, I tend to see what everyone does, and then I say, I can do that, and then I don't do that. I do something else. And sometimes it's great, and sometimes it doesn't work at all. But what I'm thinking is that gluing it down, gluing each piece down, I'll just have to be careful to do that well so that if I'm just piping resin in between, it's not going underneath and I'm wasting all of my resin for the part you won't see. All right, you ready? Let's do this. So I got this for $1 at Goodwill. The holes do go all the way down to the bottom, so I just taped them so I don't lose any resin. And we are gonna get started. I will speed this up as always, and I'm gonna follow the tutorial, basically changing what I said. I might try to pipe resin in between, but I don't know. If this is close together, I'm not sure what's gonna happen. I'm gonna use my trusty E6000 glue, and I'm gonna get a chair, sit down and take my time and work through this. Note in this section, I am using a 60 milliliter syringe. These, I believe you can get on Amazon pretty cheaply. I'll link you to them. We have them because my son uses them for some medical needs that he has. But what I do is just hold the syringe a little farther away than you would think to and push slowly, because when you hold it farther away, your line gets thinner as it gets closer to what you're pouring onto, and so I can get better lines in between these if I'm not right up next to them. If I'm right up next to them, it will automatically give me a big blob of resin, and I don't want that in these smaller spaces. So I'm just applying very even pressure to the syringe with my thumb and staying a little bit away from these so that I can get in between easily. Okay, I'm gonna let this cure. It shouldn't take long because I used my Total Boat fast curing resin. I love this so far. I never use this kind of sparkle. And so Abstract Boss, thank you for that suggestion. Now I did just blowtorch this thing and blowtorched my tape here, so my resin's gonna be a hot mess in this corner and I'll have to sand it down. But I got the idea halfway through that I liked how she had one side that didn't have all the tiles and one that did, and I thought it would be kind of cool to do that here. Haven't decided if that was a good idea yet or not, but this whole thing still looks a little messy because of all the different levels in it. So I feel like when I do my clear coat, it's going to look really nice. When I use my clear coat, I'm going to be using Stone Coat Countertops Clear Coat, their art resin, and that will take overnight to cure, but that's the one that I have found that's very, very clear, doesn't yellow, and looks great. So that'll go on the top of this when all of the rest of it is done. Oh my goodness, I love how this turned out. This was a super fun project, and Abstract Boss, you are amazing. A couple thoughts after I went through this. I tried to start with darker colors when I cut, and it didn't work because they were too thick because I was trying to cut through drips that had glitter in them. So that might be something to take note of. But other than that, this worked out great. I definitely think that Abstract Boss, besides the fact that you did a wooden turtle, which was amazing, I think yours is great because you used a glitter that was darker. It contrasted your colors of your little mosaic tiles, resin tiles, a little more. And so I think that made them stand out a little more than mine does. But I am glad that I made the decision to leave this one spot only be glitter, because I don't use glitter that much, and I thought that added kind of a neat look to it. Now that the top coat is poured, it all looks really cohesive. So anyway, I wanted to thank all of you for watching as always, and remind you again to please check out Abstract Boss and her channel. I will link you to that in my comment section. And we'll take one more quick look at this. So cool. What an awesome idea. I thank you all for watching. Remember to like and subscribe, and have an awesome day.